to CodeWithMarv, where we are going to have our first tutorial on how to use the Arduino software to go on with C programming. So this is the Arduino software, which you can download from Arduino IDE, which is on the Arduino website. So this is our first program. So we have a new program here. So a new program using the Arduino IDE, integrated development environment. That's IDE in full, like it's an environment that we can use for our programming. So Arduino is one of them. So when you open it, it gives you free, I call it a sketch or a skeleton, okay, if you want to say that, which shows void setup, where we put our setup code, and void loop, where we put our main code. So for our first program, we are going to make a program that puts on an LED to light. So how are we going to do that? So first of all, we are going to create a variable for the LED. So why did I say int? Int in full is an integer. The variable for our LED is going to be an integer, which is, you can choose any integer from 1 to 13, I mean from 0 to 13. Why? The integer that we are going to put here is the digital pin on our Arduino board. So maybe digital pin, it can be any pin. So always don't forget to put these semicolon. Why? When this software, when the program is being read, the program is executed line per line. So that shows that you have ended your first step. So what do we put in the setup? Remember, this 3 is a digital pin, but what is the mode of that pin? We have that pin is connected to an LED, but is the LED going to input signals or output? What we know, when we are connecting an LED, we expect it to output signals in form of light. So the pin mode of what? Of the LED should do output signals. So you realize that at some points I'm using some you see some color changes. Like here I see a blue, I see another color here, I see red, and you can see the way I've written them. Like for example, this one is having capital M, this one is totally small letters, meaning that as the programmers were coming up with this language, they made it in a way that if I make this I a capital, it won't make a variable an integer. When I maybe put pin mode, I put a small m, it won't show the pin mode feature. So we have to capture how these keywords are written. So it's going to output signal. So now let's go. Now that's the setup code. Now let's go to our main code. We want it to maybe light, and then maybe go off. But okay, first let's see how we're going to make it light. So the keyword we use is digital, right? So since it didn't light, this means that the keyword is wrong. So if I put a T, digital right, it will now turn to red. So we want digital right, we want the LED to light. So the keyword for lighting is high. So this will make it to light, Why do we say digital write? Is because all devices that output signals write something like do not like, okay, write what you tell them to do. Now I've told it to go high or go on, so it will write on, so it will write your command and go by it. But we have some devices like push buttons that input signal, so here we shall say read. Why? It's going to read the signal that you're going to input into it and then execute that what you've told it to do. Now maybe after the LED lighting, after some seconds, like maybe 2 seconds, I want it to go off. So that's how we bring in the keyword delay. I said 3 seconds, so why am I writing 3000 instead of 3? When programmers were coming up with this language, we are using C. When they were coming up with this language, they made it in a way that it does not read in seconds, but it reads in microseconds, and we all know that 1 second is 1000 microseconds. That's why I say 3000. So now after that, I want it to maybe go off. So I will copy this code, paste it, and I want this LED to write low, meaning it will go off. So low is a keyword to show like negative action of what we are doing. So here we want it to go on, here I want it to go off. Yeah, maybe after now 1 second, the next code will happen next. But now here, since we don't have any, the program will go back from the first one, read. So it will do this all and over and over again. So maybe you can now play with this knowledge to do what you want. Maybe, for example, I have 2 LEDs. I want one to light, maybe to beep once, and the second one beep twice. And then maybe it does that from now. From now, let the maybe I have 3 LEDs, one beep once, another one beep twice, another one beep thrice, and then go for at the same time. So I'll then add the variables for those LEDs. Maybe let me call this LED1, call this LED2. Remember, there will be different digital pins. Maybe input this one digital pin 0, this one input the digital pin 8. So here on the setup, I have 3 LEDs, and all of them are going to output signal. So I will have no need to change anything on what it will do. So yeah, also LED8. So main code is what we are supposed now to focus on. I want the first one to beep once, mean go on and off once. So I will say that digital write LED, that's the first one. I want it to go on, and then to make it quick, I will say that I will now reduce on the delay. How long should it be on? Maybe let it be on for just 10 microseconds, and then after that I want it to go off. That's why I'll now use the keyword low. And then after 10 microseconds, I want LED2 to do the same, but now I mean LED1. Let me copy this code. Yes, I want LED1 to go on, and off, but I want this to happen twice. So it will go on. So it will go on for 10 microseconds, go off for 10 microseconds, go on for 10 microseconds, go off for 10 microseconds. So hence beeping the number of times I want it to beep. And then this is now for LED. So I made a mistake here. This is now for LED 1. Yeah, now this is for LED. What LED was it? LED 2. Or maybe a correction here. This is LED 1. Okay, now I have made a mistake here. Let me leave the mistake, and then this program will now help us fix that mistake. Let us first leave it, and then you'll see how the program will help us fix it before compiling it and running it. So this is for LED 2. Yeah, so I want it to do the beeping thrice. Then I said that after, I want all of them to go off at the same time. So digital right, LED. Now that's for the first one, low. I'll copy this command for all the other for LED 1 and for LED 2. So it will carry on the program the way I want it to then run and run. So you can now play with all this, but now how do I know that my code is correct? That's when I come to this tick. You see a word, a certain word that is going to come here, meaning verify. So I press yes. It will help bring me to save. Maybe I save it as LED task, and then verify. Now it is compiling your sketch. It is verifying it whether the sketch is right. So let's wait and see what it's going to tell us. So you can see it brings me some kind of an error. Why? It is telling me that LED 0 was not declared in this scope. You see LED 0, and in the scope I have nothing like LED 0. So I'll then realize that I had made a mistake, change it to 1, LED 1. If I maybe again compile, it will now tell me that here LED 8 was not declared in the scope, so I'll have to change it to LED 2. Now verify again and see whether our code is right. Yeah, so you can keep on playing with this, and as we go on we shall be seeing more. Yeah, so now it doesn't bring anything like an error. So now you can now go on, upload it to your Arduino board and make the connections. Be cautious of the pins that you declared, like you assigned, I mean, to the LEDs. And as we go on, we shall be seeing more. So thank you for watching.